What advice do you give to younger people or anybody?
I don't have much advice. I have a question. Do you love this?
Yeah.
Because if you don't, kick rocks, man. It's going to be a hard knock life for you here in this industry.
You guys, thank you so much for being here, for opening up your space at Brasero. We are sitting here enjoying family meal that Adam and Brandon graciously prepared for all of us. The concept of the show is to bring people together who work in a restaurant environment and give people a real inside look into what goes on behind the scenes at a restaurant and who the people are who are doing everything for you, from the front of the house, the host, the cooks, the chef, the owner, the general manager. So that's what really we're doing here, is to kind of like get to know you all a little bit more. John, what's Brasero about and how did you come up with this concept and why?
Brasero is sort of an ode. It is a live fire ode to my first memories of cooking. When I was a kid, I lived in Brazil. These are the flavors that really sparked this interest in cooking for me. When I was a young cook here in Chicago, I got a job not far from here in this neighborhood as the chef of a restaurant called Mas. And that was the beginning of my culinary career. So coming back to this neighborhood, revisiting the flavors that started my career seems like full circle for me. So,
And what's behind the name? What does Brasero mean?
Brasero is the basket in which you chuck logs.
Okay.
In Argentine barilla, burns down a charcoal, rake it forward, cook over it. It also sounds cool. It sounds like Brazil.
It does.
It's a good name.
Yeah.
Strong name. Like I said, I'm not from Brazil. You're not from Brazil.
Definitely not.
You're not from Brazil.
I'm Mexican.
So the through line here, when we started this was like, here are the influences. Here's dishes I want to talk about and explore. However, the baseline in this neighborhood right now is I want to make delicious food for 2020. So the baseline is delicious. Because I grew up in Sao Paulo, which is a huge melting pot, there's really nothing terribly off base here. We can take a lot of, it's just we're cooking food.
Okay.
A modern American restaurant, influences of my earliest memories in a fun, sexy room, but like that's that.
Let's talk about how you guys all ended up together. I'm going to start with you, Brandon. You worked first at Girl and the Goat.
Yep.
And then at Duck Duck Goat, and you were exec sous.
Yeah.
What was it like for you to work in that kind of like high-paced environment, especially with like a really well-known chef like Stephanie?
It was pretty intense, honestly. I mean, she is really nice. I have nothing but respect for her. It's intense, man. Every day is different, and she just expects the best out of her food because it is her food at the end of the day. So everything has to be perfect. We do tastings every day of every single dish.
Yeah.
My good friend Michael, he like robo-cooped some nuts one time instead of hand chopping them, and she was just like, "Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Like, don't take shortcuts." No, but it really taught me about just the quality of food, and I mean, she's amazing.
Did you go from working with Steph to coming
Yeah,
to
sir.
Brasero?
I met Adam one night after having a really rough shift at Duck Duck, and
What made it rough?
it was just one of those days where I'm like, everything's going wrong. I have line cooks calling off, this machine's broken or some shit. And I was just like, all right, at the end of the night, I was like, I'm gonna go get a drink. Adam was at this bar.
How annoying was I? Did I give an inspirational speech of your bad day?
Adam was at this bar called Lone Wolf, and me and my friend Mikey went to meet him up, and that was the first time me and him just kind of like sat down. We just talked about the industry, and
And you had never met him before?
I had never met him before.
Did he give you an inspirational speech?
He did. I don't remember what it was, but it was very inspirational. I think
Because this was at Lone Wolf.
yeah, this is at Lone Wolf.
Is that your thing? Like, are you an inspirational speech giver?
I just like, if someone has a bad day, I try to bring them up, like other industry people. I've been there before, I've had plenty of bad services. So yeah, if someone's having a rough service, there's one.
Never had a bad one.
I've had a couple of bad ones.
Anna, you were telling me that you were at Alinea before. Talk about that and then how that brought you to Brasero and how it prepared you for this environment and how different it is.
Night and day.
Yeah.
Ari, it is like night and day. It was, I guess, the militance and the commitment to achieving the expectations that you set both for yourself and for your team are some things that I'll carry with me, certainly in a less intense capacity, because this isn't the place for that militance. I like to say that working there taught me a lot about who I wanted to be as a manager, a leader, and a restaurant professional, but it also taught me a lot about who I don't want to be as a leader.
Almost more
and a
importantly,
restaurant
yeah.
professional,
Yeah.
you know? And that goes for any job that you have, obviously. But how I got here, I had done 7.5 years, and I had achieved everything that I wanted to do there. I had 3 goals, and I checked off 2 of them, and I had to leave the restaurant to meet goal number 3.
Which was?
To get a small tray with my name on it. That's how they commemorate Alinea lemons.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna say be the GM of Brasero.
Well, no, that goes to my other point, though, is that I had achieved everything that I wanted. And so in that stagnation of myself, I had become very unhappy. And so I thought to myself, you can either stay here and be in middle management for the rest of your life, or you can go and do the next exciting thing. So I was kind of just like hip shooting applications. And this guy contacted me, got back to me. I walked into it knowing a little bit about Elche and a tiny bit about this place. And we have a conversation, you know, get jacked on caffeine and talk about what makes hospitality hospitality and what makes a good leader a good leader. And as we're having this conversation, I'm thinking to myself, this is the type of person that I want to work for.
Aw.
I don't give 2 shits. Well, I give plenty of shits. But at that point in time, I was like, I don't give 2 shits what the restaurant concept is if this man is behind it and he's assembled a team of like-minded people behind it.
Yeah.
Then whatever the concept or the inspiration is will inspire me.
Mr. Cooper.
I was looking at making a change after some just unfortunate restaurant stuff. But yeah, just responded to an ad, pulled up to Elche, and we talked and had a conversation for over an hour of Michigan and Detroit and stuff like that. I was going on a trip, and that was kind of it.
It depends on who you ask with me. Like if you ask Dan Boyd, who's one of the owners, he will take credit. If you ask Alex Cooper, he might take credit. There's
For you being here?
Yeah.
No way. I take credit for that.
But everyone wants
It
to
had
take credit
nothing to
for
do
it,
with
but
you.
My text message to you was, this opportunity is here. If you want it, you need to show
Cooper
it.
is 100% the person that does.
How did you guys know each other?
Cooper was my AGM when I was a Garmo cook / lead line cook / junior sous chef at the Bristol. I don't know. I feel like Cooper kind of watched me grow into who I am today, and in long-term sense. You know, we've known each other for 8 years now, 9 years now, almost.
Yeah.
It's like half your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What advice would you give to somebody who is thinking about coming into the industry, who wants to work their way up?
I don't have much advice. I have a question. Do you love this?
Yeah.
Do you love this?
Bring it in.
Like, do you love this? Do you love it as much as you want to breathe? Because if you don't, kick rocks, man. It's going to be a hard knock life for you here in this industry. It's like you have to love it. You have to breathe it. You have to be really passionate about it. And not just like sometimes, not just when it's good. Like you have to be passionate about the bad. You have to be passionate about the hard.
My question to add on to your point is, how are you supposed to exert an emotion, which is what we as front of house professionals are doing? How are you supposed to exert the fullest extent of emotion, of warmth, of love, of caring, if you yourself do not have the fire?
Sure.
Like that deep thing in your gut that says, this is where I need to be. This is the thing I need to do. It's fucking hard. Sometimes it sucks. Yes, I have cried in the walk-in 3 times today. I'm constantly worried about my job. I'm constantly thinking about it. There is no time outside of this place. If you don't have that burning passion inside of you, how are you going to translate it to all of your guests?
Sure.
You can't. And therefore, you have to have passion. And you also have to understand that it's a long fucking road to get to general manager, to chef owner, to chef de cuisine, to beverage director, to sous chef.
Do you all have that moment where you realize, like, I mean, you're probably the newest member to the team in the industry. Like, what was your moment that you were like, this is what I got to do?
Probably when my dad told me not to become a chef.
I'll show you.
Did he work in the industry?
My dad's a chef also. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just I started off as a busboy,
Okay.
or I guess now. And I would always look at the kitchen. I'm like, man, what are they doing in there? Like, it's so cool in there. And they're like, yeah, come in here, peel some potatoes. And I'm just like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm peeling potatoes. No,
Your
but
dad was like, no.
but don't do it. But yeah, I mean, it's just you fall in love with it so quickly that you don't even realize it. It's just you're in it.
Okay.
And some people have it, some people don't.
Right. So there's a part of me that is like a little hesitant to even bring it up because I know that it's like we're going into season 4. There was so much attention on Chicago because of The Bear. The show has gotten a lot of hype, and a lot of people have. I mean, I still hear people being like, "Ever seen The Bear? Did you know The Bear? Did you see The Bear?"
I get enough questions about like, is the bear real?
Well, that's what
No, to a certain extent.
So
I thought we were actually filming the bear here today, and now we're doing this.
Wait, this isn't a bear.
But that's what I want to ask you guys. It's like, how real is it? How much does it impact what you've done here? Like people coming in, like, is it part of the conversation when guests come in? Do you care?
I don't think it impacts us. I think it's very real. Like I relate a lot to just that person's character in general because lost a brother and restaurants and whatever. But I don't.
And you also talk about the passion and the drive.
Passion to drive, but like there's a lot of anger and stuff. I don't know. Like I relate to it in some ways. I don't relate to it in other ways. But I don't think it impacts us at all in what we do here at all.
There are whisperings
Yeah.
of The Bear. I've definitely had people, in my sphere say, have you watched The Bear? Is it as real as, people say it is? And
You have not watched The Bear, right?
I have not. I refuse to watch The Bear.
Okay.
Because I tried to watch the, one of the expediting episodes where this, female expo just loses her shit. Like good God, like there are 3 other expos at the table right now. Like we've all gone down, right? Like absolutely gone down in fucking flames. Like, listen, they're like that moment when your brain is just like, no, we're not doing this anymore. And that was the part where I was like, you know what? Like I've lived this. We've lived this. It is, that's a dramatization. That is an actor portraying the pain, the joy, the absolute batshit insanity of what we do, like day in and day out. So I respect it for what it is.
Sure.
I think it's beautiful to shine a spotlight on hospitality for people who are not directly involved in it. Do I respectfully decline? Yes.
But like the bear is enough of what we do, and I do appreciate that. I have watched it. I am caught up. I enjoy it. I will say there is like that little bit of Hollywood dramatization of it, just because you do need it to be entertaining too. But I do appreciate that, for the most part, it is in that realm. It's in that vicinity. It's in that idea of, family meal and going down and the
Christmas episode.
Christmas episode.
I don't know, but like even the Forks episode though, with like Richie kind of, just getting to the point of just being like, that's it. And that's the moment. That's kind of the same thing I had I went to pharmacy school before getting to restaurants. Like maybe a mistake, maybe not. I don't know.
Natural progression.
Yeah. But it was like one of those moments where it's like, man, there is that moment where it does click. And if you are built for this industry, and I do think they do a good job of showing that for it. And I do appreciate it.
I agree with that.
One of the things, though, that it also does is shine a light on the glorification of chefs and the whole celebrity culture around chef. Like, do you feel that people have gotten a little bit out of control from whether it's the celebrity chef side of things or the diners that come in because it's like, oh my God, that's John Manion's restaurant. I need to go eat there. Like, has it gotten out of control?
I think that it's actually the inverse is true. Unless you're in fine dining or you're on television.
Yeah.
I think that most people could give a shit about who the chef is now. It's like concept is king now.
Let the concept speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you know, you don't know.
Yeah.
Sure.
Most people that come in this restaurant, they even look at me and I could be fucking anyone. I'm just a guy calling tickets.
But that's actually refreshing for my perspective where, I mean, it's also been my job to know who is in the restaurants. But having lived through the last decade of like the rise of foodie culture and like the kind of insanity around it where people are just like so geeked on like who's cooking the food and who's back there, to hear that you're seeing a return really to it's about the restaurants and it's about the food.
Yeah, but I also think that everyone kind of understands that it's a team sport. Like it's not one person who's doing anything at all. Like even the creative stuff here, it's like, it's
An amalgamation.
Absolutely. Everybody's got ideas. Everybody comes with it, and like now that I'm the chef of 2 restaurants. I'm not the chef at either.
Yeah.
I kind of run things and like I'm figuring out what my path
You're the
is.
chef
and like,
owner.
yeah, but like Adam's the day-to-day. You know what I mean? But if you're not here, you're the day-to-day. You know what I mean? Like, and you've got things in the menu and you've got like, take the ego out of it and it works a whole lot better.
You all have worked in the industry for a long time and you want to have good nights. You want to set the tone. You want to be professional, but shit hits the fan sometimes. So like, what are some crazy stories that you've had working shift?
There was this one time at a restaurant that I worked at prior to this. And, you know, I'll never forget it. It was like a private table and it was in the kitchen. This party of 6 comes in and these people are like dressed in the nines, but there's this woman and she's gorgeous, mind you, like no body shaming here. But I swear to God, it was like that dress that Kanye West's wife wore to the Grammy Awards.
Or the non-dress.
Exactly. Yeah. Just like totally nothing left to the imagination. And her partner was very, very appreciative of that. And it was so much so to the point where like, we got to get these fucking people out of here before they start procreating on the kitchen table. Wow. Right. So we're like moving their meal along and I'm standing there, you know, I'm expediting service. So my back is to them. And I look and my GM is standing there with his mouth just agape, like jaw on the floor, looking into the kitchen table. And I turn around and this woman has taken her shoes off and her partner is actively sucking on her toes.
Wow.
At the kitchen table.
Wow.
I shit you not. There are
something that you see every day.
And honestly, I mean, we're trained professionals. So like when people start acting like that, you know, you turn around and you're like,
sick.
Oh.
You're like, chef, can we get him a little more food? He's hungry.
We have nicknames for them, I feel like.
Should we just like collaborate between the 3 of us with this one?
I
Because this is one of the
Straight to headbutts?
Straight to
straight
headbutts.
headbutts. So yeah, we're over at Che, and one of our servers comes up to me, and he's like, "Hey, I think I need to cut these guys off." And like, I've done that enough
And it's
times.
like, it's a Saturday and it's fucking busy. So busy.
Like 7:30 Saturday. He's like, "I think you need to cut them off. Can you help?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, I got you." They pay, like they leave, like no questions asked. I'm like, "Oh, that was great. That was easy." Thought it was done. Then he walks back in the door, and I'm just like, "Hey, man, can I help you out with anything?" And he's like, "I want to go to my room." And I'm like, What do you mean your room? He's like, let me upstairs to my room. I don't have my key or something like that. And I was like, this is a restaurant menu. Like just left. Keeps going on back and forth. And finally like, it's not here, man. Like I need you to leave. Like you're just kind of in the way of everything. Push him back out. This happens, I kid you not, probably 4 more times, to the point like by this 4th time, Chef John comes up and he's like, "Everything cool?" I'm like, "Yeah, this guy he like keeps coming back. He wants to go to his room and stuff like that." And at this point, the guy looks at me. He's like, "I want to talk to your fucking boss." So I was like, "Well, he's standing right here."
And he was getting increasingly volatile.
Okay.
I was fearful that it would devolve into violence. Like that's where it was going. One of the essays has come out and he's trying to help out, takes off his glasses.
Almost like just pulling hoops out kind of thing.
Yeah, he just goes boom, boom, and fucking headbutts him. Bam!
Grabs this fucking fucked up guy's collar and just straight to headbutt.
And sends him almost over the pad.
Sent him into division, like he sent him into the street. It was unreal, and everyone was just like, oh shit. Shortly thereafter, like maybe 3 minutes later, his girlfriend comes around the corner. She's like, "What happened?" And we all like in unison are like, "Oh, he fell."
Amazing. So cops never come.
Never come.
Does she take him away?
She takes him away. That's the end of it.
Holy cow, like a 4-hour ordeal.
Yeah, that was like, yeah.
So he
But
never
it's
got
also
into his
the great-
room.
It's like the great, like I love hearing the story. I love telling the story. It's like
Now you know, what's the lesson in all this?
Straight to headbutt.
straight headbutt.
Right. I want to talk about the importance of family meal. And, you know, some people call it family meal, some people call it comida. It is a tradition in restaurants everywhere that it is the time when the staff comes together before shift starts to have a meal. And, you know, one, I want to talk about the importance of that. Like, what does that mean? I don't know who wants to take that one. Anna, somebody from the kitchen.
I mean, I think it's important to do it. You know, all the guys are coming in here, they're working hard. Most of them probably don't eat before they get here. And they're really expecting that, you know, comida to fuel them for the rest of the shift. So, I mean, yeah, we take 15, 20, 30 minutes, whatever it may be, maybe even 5 minutes. And we sit down, we talk about just bullshit, and we'll talk about cover count and whatnot, but mostly bullshit.
Yeah.
And
Kind of like this.
yeah.
It's like your free time almost. Like
It kind of sets a tone for like the service itself, though. It lets, everyone out here know that they care, they give a shit. It's like nothing starts out a day, or I guess a service really, of a more demoralizing staff meal.
bad staff meal is the fucking worst thing of all time.
Not that long ago, Adam, you did a rant.
I have strong opinions about staff meal. I have
And,
very
like,
strong
but,
fucking
like,
opinions.
let's talk about like what it was that brought you to post that rant.
Adam was like, this is like, he was advocating my position though.
Yes.
He knows me well enough. There's certain things that like a man's got to have a code.
Yep.
There's some shit you just don't fucking do, man.
And what
There's
is
some
that,
things you
what is
don't
that
do.
code?
I mean, the code that day was don't serve the fucking staff tuna salad sandwiches, but like this isn't the rant on Instagram, because a lot of people were like in my inbox. a lot of people were in my inbox and like, but tuna salad sandwiches are delicious. And I'm like, that's cool if you like tuna salad sandwiches. This is not what the fucking rant's about. My rant is about the divisive nature of the tuna salad sandwich and how that relates to staff meal for our staff. And we call it family meal. So for our family,
Right.
if 60% of people don't like tuna salad, why would you serve that then?
Right.
It's an insult, it's a disgrace, and you shouldn't do that. And not everyone's gonna like every staff meal.
Right.
And there's gonna be bad staff meals. They suck. They are demoralizing. They are terrible. And for me, my position and John's position, something that he's instilled in me throughout the years is like, we don't accept bad staff meal here. There's no fucking bad staff meal here. You cook good staff meal, we're professional cooks, which is something that he always says when he gets on his rant about this.
Yeah.
It's like, we're professional cooks. We gotta cook professional food.
Predates you, but I watched you literally drive to McDonald's and get like $1 cheeseburgers for everyone because staff meal was so bad one day.
It's unacceptable.
Yeah.
We're pro fucking cooks.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care how busy you are. Like, you can make something in 30 minutes while cooking other things if you are a professional cook.
Absolutely.
And it's like, it comes down to like, these are the people that we work with. This is your family. So you're going to serve something without love in your heart? Come on, man. Like, we can't do that. So it's super important.
Adam, you were named last year to the 2024 Rising Star Chefs class. What does that mean to get that title and be part of that group? And there's a number of people who were awarded that, but talk
A
about
lot of really talented people. It's humbling, man. I'm honored to be even considered in the same breath as a lot of those talented chefs, whether it's Hannah from Tilly's or Chris Strong from Maxwell's. It's like Charles from Mommy Q, Nate from Obliques. It's like, to be a part of that, to be a part of that class of people, it's an honor. It's very humbling for me.
Yeah.
We don't do this for awards here, but like, it feels very nice to be talked about in the same breath as all those people and to be included in that class and the previous classes as well.
Right.
Obviously within that organization and that award. And it's, yeah, I'm honored.
Okay, Brandon. Adam said that getting the Rising Star Chef is humbling. As the person who sits next to him in the kitchen all day, what's your take on it?
I mean, he was definitely super stoked. No, I mean, it's great. Working for him has been great this last pretty much year.
He hasn't become insufferable.
No, he's actually stayed pretty humble, I think, for the most part.
Except for that gold chain that says Star Chef.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Whenever I leave, he's like,
He'll take me downstairs to the office. He's like, call me chef. No, no, he's honestly, yeah. He's been, humble for the most part, yeah. He's on Instagram a lot and
Setting up today though, he's like, take pictures of me so I can check them out.
yeah. He's always asking me to tag him on stuff and shit. He's like, you didn't tag me in this post, bro. What are you doing?
That's crazy.
But we're in the hospitality business. We're not we're not going for awards. We want people to be happy and we want to be busy and we want to be part of the fabric of this community. But outside of that, like, that's what we want.
Yeah.
It's not about the cult of one person or another to build up a brand. This is Brasero.
The next award we're going for is actually Brandon getting a gold star, star chef. Get the plate. Gold star chef chain. That's my next evolution. Is like, I don't care about myself. It's like I want to be where John was at in that award ceremony, and like, I want to be the one talking about someone that I gave creative freedom to and led, you know? It's not.
Yeah, you want to be
about-
giving the roast, not roasting.
Exactly. Yeah, right, exactly.
I think something like any good leader always wants to do, or the mindset that they should have, is to look at the people who are working for them at any given point in time and say, oh my God, I cannot wait until you do this job better than me. I cannot wait until you're ready to step into my shoes. I cannot wait until the day that I can look at you and say, man, like, you could expedite me under the table, 100%.
Right.
You know, I mean, that's what true leadership is right there.
I want to thank you all for taking the time to come in and sit down at the table. Adam and Brandon, thank you for preparing this really great lunch. Alex, thank you for opening these wines. John, Anna, thank you both for opening the doors, welcoming us in. And this has been a really fun time together. And thank you very much for being part of Family Meal.
Cheers.
Yes.